it's Don Skaggs again with Empowered Inventing, the one place where we try to help you help other people by taking your great innovation, mixing it with sound wisdom and the right opportunity, and turning those things into real things like products and businesses. Now today, I want to talk to you about some things that you need to have, some must-haves for you to have a great product. And in an earlier video, I actually talked about 3 things that you don't have to have right away. Things that actually you probably shouldn't have right away. Things that will probably trip you up because you'll end up spending too much money. You'll spend out all your money, and you won't be able to move forward in the right steps, in the right way. But today, let's as Paul Harvey used to say, wash your ears out with this, because I want to talk to you about 3 really good, really must-have things to go with a great product. Because a lot of times we think we just need to spend a bunch of money. Well, let me just throw a bunch of money at this. If you throw a bunch of money at something and you really don't get engaged with it and you don't do the hard things, guess what? You're probably going to throw that money away. Because it takes your activity, it takes smart spending, it takes really your involvement. You have to get elbow deep in this stuff. And it's typically the hard things, the activities, that are the important things that you do, especially in the beginning, and not the easy things like spending money. See, it's easy just to get your wallet out, get your credit card out, and just start spending a lot of money willy-nilly. It really is easier to do that than to sit down and say, okay, now I've got to do the hard work. I've got to do this. I've got this metric. I've got to get to this metric. I've got to measure what I'm doing, and I've got to complete what I'm doing to get from A to B to C. So ultimately have a great product that's successful. I want to talk about these 3 things. Number 1, that you must actually have a great product. And by that I mean it has to work for people. It has to solve a very painful problem. And it has to be a painful problem for other people, and it has to be a problem that is painful enough for them to spend the money that is necessary for you to be able to make money, so you can make more, so you can build your company, so you can help more people. That's how it works. It also has to solve a problem simply and elegantly. And this is a problem I'll see with a lot of inventors and entrepreneurs sometimes, is that they want to complicate it, especially these engineer types. And you know, I love engineers. I've worked with them all my life. But you all have a tendency that when we ask you what time it is, you want to tell us how to build a clock. And we don't want to know how to build a clock. We want to just know what time it is. So if it's too complicated to use, guess what? They're not going to use it. It has to be simple. It has to be elegant. You have to put the jelly on the bottom shelf so everybody can reach it. So if it's too complicated, and I'll see so many inventors, they'll say, well, you don't understand, Don. You see, you just have to do these 14 steps, and then you get to this, and then this is great. Nobody's going to want to do the 14 steps if it's complicated, if it's difficult. So try to make it simple. Try to make it elegant. Try to make it so no matter how they use it, oh, this is intuitive, this is easy, I can do this. I don't have to work for it. They don't want to work for it. People are lazy, typically, and they don't want to have to work to solve their problem. If the work that they have to use to solve their problem is more painful than the actual problem itself, guess what? They're not going to buy it. So another thing outside of just having a great product that really solves painful problems is that you have to have a great story. You have to be able to have this story that will help sell it. And you have to be able to tell the story in the right way. And by that I mean have a sell sheet. And I'm not talking about writing a book. I'm talking about 1 page. Keep it simple. A guy, Scott Hind, actually. I was trying to remember his name. Great guy, a friend of the Inventors Network. He spoke for us before. He's got a great line he tells and a great teachable moment where he talks about, and he's a master seller on QVC. Sells for Bissell, sells a lot of different brands out there, does really well. But his mantra is, he says, the customer, you've got to fulfill this customer requirement. What does it do? What does it do for me? When you're talking to people, that's the questions you have to answer. What does it do? And what does it do for me? So keep it simple like that. Keep it simple like that on one page on a sell sheet. Have a website. You know, it's said that not having a website in the 21st century is like not being in the phone book in the 19th century. So, or in the 20th century. What did I say? Did I say 20 or 21st? This is the 21st century. Not having a website in the 21st century is like not having your name in the phone book in the 20th century. Let's not go back to the 19th century. That's even before my time. So have a website. It's very important. And again, make the website simple, make it elegant, have it simple at the top, just the cursory information, just the stuff that's going to draw them in. Don't blind them with science. Don't do that. They're just going to get bored and wander off. So make it simple. You can have the deeper dive as they go further down on the website. It could be a simple one-page website. It doesn't have to be complicated, and it shouldn't be complicated. Another thing, have a video. Have a video, again, simply tells a story. Don't sit there and just drone on, blind them with science. Well, you see, that it does these 14 different things. No, they don't want to hear that. What does it do? What does it do for me? Make it very simple. I would make it, very short in length. You want to keep it maybe 1 minute or less. Maybe even want it for people to be able to understand it with the sound off. Maybe you could even have captions at the bottom. Just something where people can really simply, it's a commercial. And it is a very effective one, especially now. So have a video. Simply tells everything in 1 minute or less. Most importantly, and this is my last point, is you have to be able to tell this story with your own voice. Be able to talk about it at length. And I know a lot of you inventors can, but sometimes you want to talk about the wrong things at length. Again, keep it more oriented for, it's about the customer, it's not about me, it's not about what I love about it, it's about what they love about it. And you have to interact with them to learn what they love about it. So, but be able to talk about it at length. So, and be able to answer, and a lot of people just love to drone on about their idea because, you know, every inventor, they love to talk about their idea, and there's nothing wrong with that except when you're trying to talk to customers. So be able to, when I say talk about it at length, what I mean is be able to answer the hard questions. And again, more interaction with people, the more hard questions you're going to hear. And then you're going to go back and say, okay, that was a real hard question. How did I answer that? Did I answer it in the right way? So you work on that and you hone that. And so, but once you have the body of how you want to pitch it, what does it do? What does it do for me? Be able to distill that down, and that's have an elevator pitch. That's 1 minute or less that you can talk where you just sum it all up. And then it's harder to distill, remember this, it's harder to distill these right words down to these levels, because beyond the escalator pitch, so you've got the big body of information, then you've got it distilled down to the elevator pitch, and then you have to have what they call the escalator pitch. The escalator pitch is distilled on a whole other level. That is just a sound bite in a few seconds. This is what I can say, this is what it is. And by the time you pass somebody in an elevator, you have told your idea and conveyed it effectively to them that quickly. That's the hard work. That's these hard activities I'm talking about. So have some sound bites, have some sound bite answers. And again, you learn this by doing it more and more and more. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. Again, I am Don Skaggs. This is Empowered Inventing TV. Please be sure and like, subscribe, help us to build our tribe, and check out our website, empoweredinventing.com. kyinventors.org is our organization, Inventors Network Kentucky. And I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, maybe one of our online classes, or on the next video.